all ways and actions got to be 100% right and exact at all times, guys. Because the very moment we fuck up, it could be catastrophic, God, for the whole entire universe, God.
Somebody take it to ground. The ground he gonna give it to you. He gonna tell you about it. You understand the seed, he gonna be like, yo, this is how it go. This is gonna give you a clear picture of it. And it goes back, it keeps going like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what
3
makes us
seeds
go.
of perfection: the knowledge seed, the wisdom seed, the understanding seed. A seed is a seed, a man is a man. You got the black, the brown, and the yellow. However, the perfection comes about when the black, the brown, and the yellow obtain the knowledge of themselves, when they've been born alive physically and mentally. Because just because your skin is black and you a black seed, that don't make you a knowledge seed until you learn how to do the what? The knowledge. The same thing goes for the wisdom seed and the understanding seed. You can't be no understanding seed just because you a yellow looking motherfucker. Otherwise, you just gonna be a yellow looking motherfucker. A yellow seed. You show and prove being an understanding seed by being able to bring a clear picture of reality to actual present day life. And show and prove every single day, you feel me? That's why you have to be qualified to speak, you feel me? We don't just get up and say things and run our mouth just to run our mouth. Like, for instance, one thing we gotta address is, as 5%ers as a nation, we don't debate. How you gonna debate the truth? What are we debating? The truth is the truth. The truth is absolute. It's either accept or reject. We are teachers, we're not preachers. My job isn't to try to get you to see things the way I see. Like, the fuck out of here. I'm coming with knowledge and wisdom first off. I'm not giving you no understanding. The understanding is shown and proven through the way I manifest myself. You feel me? The way I live, because that's what? Wisdom, understanding. That's how I show and prove this culture to be 100% right and exact. And it's shown and proved through my ways and actions and my way of life every single day. You feel me? And it all comes together. You feel me? And it's able to be what? Like I say, tangible. Being able to create tangible realities through whatever mode or method I'm speaking on, whether it's something dealing with a relationship, whether it's dealing something with finances, whether it's dealing with something health related, whatever the case is, if you really wise like you say you is, because remember, a lot of people do a lot of lip professing, and we ain't lip professors. This isn't show and tell, this show and prove, which means without a shadow of a doubt, I have to be able to show and prove everything before I even open my mouth to speak on it. Because if I don't, then I guess what? I gotta keep my mouth shut. And that's why I say you have to be qualified. For one, we don't do no debate. We're not trying to convince you of the truth. You feel me? Especially, we are not trying to convince no one old of seeing things anyway. You feel me? We are responsible for the young. I said that earlier. We don't waste time getting around debating people. Why? If you're trying to convince someone of seeing things your way, you need to be convincing the youth of not killing themselves, not destroying their communities. If anyone needs to be convinced of anything, it gotta be them. That seems more beneficial and more appropriate in a way to utilize our time, not arguing with old motherfuckers about wisdom, knowledge stuff. We ain't gonna debate, you feel me? Because everything is real. That's why brother sent that link to me out crazy yesterday. I didn't see it to the end. However, I'm not gonna get on there. I don't care about this. What is that? That's trivia. Y'all worried about the wrong things. Y'all got too much time on your hands. We don't do no debating. We are teachers. We're not preachers. I don't know why we gotta keep. I dropped the bill the other day. Again, we are not a religion. In no form or fashion do we retain any religious ideologies or mindsets within this culture, within this nation. We're not no fucking religion. Motherfuckers want to be religious. Go to the fucking mosque. Go to the church. Go fucking join a shrine, or go fucking take your sandals off and go in the jungle and go live a natural way of life, stupid motherfucker. Come on, everything is real. We just show and prove through our ways and actions enough to attract what's supposed to be attracted, the youth that's having a hard time figuring out life. So when they see another motherfucker that's established, that's renowned, that's hold himself to a high standard, the community holds to a high standard, guess what? He's gonna wanna know how, why. He gonna be inquisitive. He's gonna wanna inquire of how the fuck you came to be like him, because matter of fact, motherfucker, you look like me. How the fuck you carry yourself like that? And that's when the door breaks for what? Education to be taught. That's the icebreaker conversation. That's when you take a motherfucking mindset off of 32 degrees and you raise them up to the consciousness of a living individual by giving them the knowledge of they self, because it's theirs. They just don't know it. Because the 10 consent, they do what? They conceal everything. Or they dilute it. If they don't conceal it, they're gonna dilute it and distort it and then give it back to you poisonous. You feel me? That's the science of them pushing them pins. You feel me? The pins is what? That poor knowledge. We don't deal with that shit. Like for instance, God, I don't got a problem saying it. God, Farrar ain't my savior. I don't give a damn who he taught. I don't care what he wrote. Because one thing I know, you feel me? No disrespect to the lessons, you feel me? Because the lessons is appropriate and beneficial. That's why Allah took them. And that's why he also corrected a bunch of things that was in them, because that's what he did. He didn't change them. He corrected them because they was wrong. We're not held responsible for no motherfucking savages. Because the savage is a person who's lost the knowledge of their own motherfucking self. And we waste no time searching for that which does not exist. A righteous individual that's shown and proved himself to be otherwise. Because he had what? The knowledge. And chose to go disaccording to that knowledge. You feel me? Everything is real. You can never break the science of the supreme mathematics. You gotta go from knowledge to born. There's no way achieving the system. This is the universal law and order of the universe. This is how everything operates on every single function, every single mode of reality. This is how it goes, what? From knowledge to born. Back to knowledge, back to born. And it's what? Born alive, complete. That's the science of everything is real. We got that science. Allah gave us that science. Allah gave us the science of the seeds. What I just said, the black, the brown, the yellow, the three seeds of perfection, and the white, pawn self. The three seeds of perfection. The knowledge seed, the wisdom seed, and the understanding seed. And then he gave us the science on the what? The 6 human families. Which is who? The black, the brown, the yellow, the white, the half original, and the red. Elijah didn't teach that. Because we not no fucking Muslims. We don't abide by Elijah's teachings of what the fuck Farrar taught. It's not knocking what they did, you feel me? These questions were answered by who? We know, Farrar and Elijah. However, within those answers, it was a lot of corrections that had to be taking place. For instance, that 10th degree. Who is that mystery God? There is no mystery God. The Son of Man has searched for that mystery God for trillions of years and was unable to find that so-called mystery God. So we all agreed that the only God is the Son of Man, and we lost no time searching for that which does not exist. They got lay in their lessons. Why? Because they talking about us. We the 5%. Because the Nation of Islam didn't birth Allah. That's not the reason why he was born alive. He was born alive in his own mind when he came to the realization of who he was and what he had the ability to do, and most importantly, when he went out and did it. That's how he showed and proved. He was able to what? Bring forth a nation, a civilization. That's why he put fallen civilization in that knowledge degree. They don't have that shit. They teach that man is God by nature. Oh yeah? So why are so many fucking stupid motherfuckers running around it? If everyone's fucking God just because we came out of womb or because we came out from our father's testicles. Nah, because they don't have the understanding, God. They caught up in 6. Allah gave us the science of the clock. We got that science so we can maneuver through what? Time, space, and energy appropriately. The lowest hand is, the bottom is the what? The 6. The highest it can go is 12. That's knowledge and wisdom. We got the knowledge and understanding. We not on the clock. We not stuck in any type of mindset, religious connotate. None of that. You feel me? We above all that because we the makers and owners of everything. Remember, who made the Holy Quran, the Bible? He chose himself. Just like every single man and every single woman and every single child has to do in this nation, like we built on earlier. It's the science of why we not the nation of gods and earths. I know it sounds fly, and no, we're not the 5% nation of gods and earths either. How about that? It's no compromise. We just I'm a good 5%er. I'm part of the 5% nation. My universal flag, it represents the 5% nation. That consists of man, woman, and child. The nation of gods and earths does not consist of man, woman, and child. Yes, it sounds fly. It really doesn't to me. However, it sounds good in your own mind. However, the reality of what is, you feel me? Even we call him young, got a little boy. He got to grow up and show himself to prove to be God, man. Even though he's a baby, he got to show and prove to be that when he gets older, because he got to choose this for himself. He might be born into this nation. That doesn't mean he was born alive mentally. And that might be a hard pill to swallow for some people, but everything is real. Every single man, every single woman, every single child has to what? show and prove to their own self. Because many are called, few are chosen. The chosen ones choose themselves, and that choice is a consistent choice that has to be made every single second, every single day of your rest of your existence. That's why the original man renews his history year to every mile. That's every motherfucking day. You feel me? And we doing that consistently, and we doing it in a productive manner. That's why we don't waste time debating.
No need to, guys.
For what? We already got the answers. Who we trying to convince? I'm not trying to convince no one or nothing. You feel me? Like I said, if it's any convincing that should be going on, it should be dealing with our youth. Go convince these motherfuckers, you feel me, that they life means something. Go convince them that living a righteous and a natural way of life is way more beneficial than living a destructive way of life. Being a poison animal eater, slave from mental death and power. You feel me? Go convince them of that. Go convince them that the black man is God when he has the proper knowledge of himself, though. That's the key point. Motherfucker, you gotta go get the knowledge of yourself. You feel me? And remember what I said about the earth. She can't be the earth until she reflects the mind of God. And then she is able to obtain and bear God's seed. Then she has shown and proved that the one force and the three force was born alive and made what? Complete. And all minds became one. The mind of who? Allah. And I'm not talking about no fucking mystery being in no fucking sky. I'm talking about the supreme being, black man of Asia, you feel me, that exists every single where because he utilizes what? His supreme intelligence. That's the true form of good orderly direction being able to be shown and proven on a physical level. That's something that can never be debated. That's something that doesn't have to be debated because once again, we're not a show and tell culture, we're show and prove. Debate, that's not our culture, you feel me?
Man, we fuck all that likes, fuck all this recognition.
We don't do
here
this
to
for
teach.
views.
We're here to teach. That's all we're here to do.
Yeah.
Teach. You know what I mean? This debate is over with. What are y'all doing? What are y'all building? Let's talk about that. You know what I mean? Let's talk about what are you doing and what are you building? You want to go ahead and have a platform and you want to invite 5%? Nah, what are you doing, homie? What are you doing in the West Coast or wherever you're from? What are you doing?
Yeah, man.
How are you impacting your community? Let's talk about that part right there. Not this old flat earth, all this old BS. Nah, let's get back to collective building, huh?
Nation building with the young.
Exactly, that's it. That's all we gotta deal with, guys.
Bringing forth minds collectively for one determined idea, which is, you feel me, to establish true peace on earth.
That debate stuff,
which is what? Just mathematics being utilized properly. Motherfuckers knowing how to be civilized. Because we held responsible for the uncivilized. That degree doesn't say the civilized are held responsible for the savages. It say the civilized are held responsible for the uncivilized and must be punished, not should be punished, not could be punished, and must be punished by the Nation of Islam, which is mathematics, not a religion.
I remember when he brought that up too, God. He was talking about that.
Once again, we are teachers. We're not preachers. We're not prophets.
Right there.
A lot of these motherfuckers is false prophets, you feel me? They show and prove themselves every single day. We not false prophets. We the true and living gods. We not the true and dead gods. We not no fucking comedic green looking motherfucker on fucking. You know what a motherfucker told me one time? Yeah, God, because our original color is green. I say, oh yeah? I say, motherfucker, you must be a plant, stupid. I say, green chlorophyll. I say, you know what happens when your body turns green? He said, but God, green gives vegetation to life. I said, okay. You know what happens when your body turns green? You die, stupid. Come on, man. Everything is real. A lot of people got caught up in the idol worship. Religion. That's why Allah made his instructions specific in that interview. 1967, November 15th. Dr. Clark. He said, you got to keep the children together and you got to kill all religion. That's what he said. Them the words that came out of his mouth. For everyone that always wants to lie about what Allah said and this and that, that's actually what came out of his mouth. That you can verify and go do the knowledge for your own self. Not trying to be the next streamer of YouTube. Motherfucker, the only reason why we putting this shit, we be even putting any type of post or anything on social media because we're not dumb. We understand the fact the rest of the world is on social media, so we gonna put just enough to, if it's attractive in your mind, then guess what? You gotta come see us in person.
You gonna pull up.
You gotta come walk and talk with God in order to be able to what? See God. Real talk. In order for that determined idea to be born alive, you might know to look in the mirror and be able to see God in your own self. Black man, once you come into the knowledge of yourself. But it starts with what? Inquirement. Supreme investigators. That's who we are. The only way you can investigate this culture, this nation, you got to come in the physical. And guess what? Don't feel no type of way, because investigation, examinations, they work both ways. You come inquiring, guess what? We come inquiring too.
How do you
feel
want
me?
this? Who are you?
That's why we don't do this internet stuff. That's why we're not teaching no one off the internet. We're not teaching no one off Zooms. You feel me? We're not doing that. You got to come get this knowledge in what? The flesh. Because if you really want it, then what? It'll happen. If not, you're going to steal back. You know how we don't deal with what? Mystery gods. I said that earlier. We lost no time searching for that which did not exist. We're not preachers. We're not looking to recruit followers and none of this stuff. We don't got no type of religious ideology or rules and regulations that be enforced within our culture. This is a natural way of life. We not a religion. I don't know why motherfuckers don't get that through their head. You feel me? And this is the science of motherfuckers that be straddling the fence. Nothing wrong with doing the knowledge. And like I say, taking things through your own mode of investigation. But what happens is a lot of motherfuckers get caught up in that fine mist and distill back to 6, because the knowledge and the poor knowledge that they deal with, you feel me, it becomes blurred because they get to mixing the two. They get to playing with them 2 pieces of steel, that 2 pieces of information. One of them is proper knowledge, the other one is poor knowledge. You feel me? And then what? A is no more the same. Wisdom, knowledge. You talking about shit you don't know, religious. I been said it. You talking about shit you don't know, you a religious motherfucker, because you believing in that information that you formulated in your mind without showing and proving a little bit too hard, my man. And all it takes for a motherfucker to know that which you don't and show and prove to make you look and show and prove yourself to be a what? A fool. Because a wise man can play a fool, but a fool can't play wise. Only for so long. You feel me? Because everything is what? Real. The Son of Man is the one that's going to be able to detect that thing within the what? The naked mind, you feel me? Because why? Because we don't got no wool over our heads, motherfucker. We ain't bumping our heads on no carpets, you feel me? We not worshiping that which does not exist. We not searching for anything outside of our own self. We not going on to debate of no fucking questions and seek no fucking answers about some shit we already got the answer to.
Stop being cordial.
Exactly.
Stop being fucking cordial. Stop being caught on that nice shit.
Yeah, no compromise.
Nah, we ain't doing that.
God is right, all wise and righteous. Ain't say nothing about him being nice, because the truth is, you feel me, it's nothing nice about correction to a motherfucker getting corrected, because they be stuck in their own ways. It's nothing nice about it to them. Let them tell it.
Yep.
That's ego. That's opinions. That's not reality. What's the truth of the matter? The truth of the matter is all that is and all that will be. Yeah, man. Come on.
Literally, if someone can't see the understanding of getting corrected, then you're a damn fool. Period. You get corrected, that aids and assists you with growth and development. We deal with the science of growth and development. That's what it's all about. Generate a cipher that's divine. How do you do that? Sit back and do the fucking knowledge. So when you do the knowledge, you become wise. You're able to move, right? You're able to understand, see things very clearly. Then you live this in a natural way of life. That's the culture. That's mathematics right there. Did y'all lose the motherfucking memo? That's the culture of I God. The culture of I God is dealing with mere intelligence. From knowledge to born, then the cipher is added on. That's the time and space where everything exists. However, motherfuckers, like the guy said, they searching for a religion. Hey, I don't know. You know what I mean? I ain't your Buddha. Maybe I ain't your enlightenment.
They might be searching. They might be searching for viewers. I don't know. You
I
feel
ain't
me?
your enlightenment.
I don't know. Yeah, we don't got enlightenment. You feel me? That's what I'm saying. It's a whole lot of things, poor knowledge that is floating around only because brothers never really took the time out to deal with the proper education being corrected. Brothers never took the time to humbly sit back and really examine something and go from knowledge to born and have their emotions unattached from this poor knowledge. Because a lot of it just is clean because it's poor knowledge. Yeah, God, I remember the 80s. This the way I used to talk, God. This way everyone's like, motherfucker, that don't make it right. Fuck. There's a lot of motherfuckers smoking crack back then. That ain't cool.
Yeah.
You feel me? Real. There's a lot of motherfuckers in this day and age, my generation and younger, that's strung out on pills. Just because everyone doing it, that don't make it, just because it seems to be the norm, that doesn't make it normal. You heard what I said? Just because that seems to be the norm, that doesn't make it normal. Because it's not right and exact to begin with. So how can it be normalized? Just because, why? Because the devil normalizes it. in order to put the what? That pin, plant that filthy seed in a person's mind.
Makes it better than your what? Own
So, that's what he promised his nation he would do.
Get them with that degree.
Trick knowledge. Man, Shamgar said it best. He said, beware of poor knowledge. Beware of motherfuckers with poor knowledge, because that motherfucker is worse than a motherfucker that don't know. Because, you feel me, a person that thinks he's wise, oh man, that's the most ignorant, self-centered, hard-headed motherfucker, man. Real talk, egotistical motherfucker. Motherfucker Yakub was an egotistical maniac too.
Big head scientist, big head ego.
all that inflation in a person's head and their ego, you feel me? And then it calls to what? Now they got to get brought back down to earth.
The great thing about it is that all lives have its ends. And how does it end? By destroying the motherfucker in one day without falling a victim to the devil's civilization.
You know what that's talking about, God? It's talking about correction.
Right there. There's a reason why it's the understanding build or destroy degree. Build or destroy. Add on and destroy all negativity, destroy all lies, destroy all deceit, destroy everything. That's the reason why we're the supreme what? All beings.
Destroy all separation, all
right,
that.
Exactly. Unite the seas.
And every single thing that falls within those contexts of those things, you feel me? We take that, you feel me, from knowledge to born, and we what? Correct it. By, like God say, destroying, and we taught to what? If we gonna add some, if we gonna build, it has to be what? Of equal or greater value. We're gonna take some away. And what we have, you feel me, it definitely is greater value because we deal with what? Supreme equality. Who teaches freedom, justice, and equality to all the human families of the planet Earth. That's that 16th degree. You feel me? I don't gotta quote it. You feel me? I know the 16th degree. And I ain't gonna say it twice. We fucking Muslims 4 times. Cause I ain't no fucking Muslim.
Yeah.
Not no Muslim. Straight up.
16th degree. 16th degree. So you got knowledge the 6 human families, basically.
Yeah.
Knowledge the 6 human families.
Who is the 5%?
That's right
on
there,
this poor part of the planet Earth? They are the poor righteous teachers who do not believe in the teachings of the 10%, who are all wise and know who the true and living God is, and teach that the almighty true and living God is the Son of Man, the supreme being, black man of Asia, who teaches freedom, justice, and equality to all the human families of the planet Earth, civilized people. Straight up, you feel me? We not no Muslims and Muslim sons.
This video was brought to you by the 5% Nation and H-Medina and the H-Medina Media Group.